As an American living in Scotland, last year I got asked all the time about my thoughts regarding the 2016 US presidential elections. Now, usually I just try to avoid this type of conversation, but when they asked, I'd usually reply jokingly, "Oh, why do you think that I'm here?" But the conflict and debate that goes on around who will lead and govern us isn't just something that's found in the realm of politics. Even within a group of people who claim to be about joy and peace, we find fierce debate and strong language. Why is that? At its heart, the letter to the Philippians has a call for those who believe in Jesus to shine like lights in the world, to be united and tell people about the birth, death, and resurrection of Jesus. But this isn't always easy, and the Apostle Paul addresses this challenge in Philippians chapter 3. In verses 1 to 7, Paul calls out a divisive group. Go ahead and pause the video and read these verses. You'll find a link to it in the video description below, so go ahead and pause and read Philippians 3, 1 to 7. What do we do with people who agree with us about God but maybe disagree on the effects of his reality or presence? How do we relate to those who want to be in the church but hold views that just aren't what the Bible teaches? Now, as Paul addresses this issue, we know that he does want unity in the church, but here he's using some pretty strong language. Beware of the dogs, beware of the evil workers, beware of the false circumcision. Paul is very realistic. Yes, he wants the church to get along, for people to listen to one another and work through their issues, but this can only happen if there's a solid basis and foundation for people to work from. And this foundation is set by Christ. Both how we are saved and how we can then relate to God is based on Jesus and his work. I think a common misconception about this is that we as humans have something tangible to add to our salvation. I can easily look at how my relationship with God has changed me and say, oh yes, because I don't do X, Y, and Z and do A, B, and C, I know that my place in heaven is secure. It's so easy to look at the things that we do and say, yes, that adds to Christ's work. Paul identifies this and deals with it head on. He goes through his own life and lists out all of the things that he has done, these things that the other group thought were necessary. But he concludes in verse 7, "But whatever things were gained to me, those things I have counted as loss for the sake of Christ." The basis for Paul's life and the basis for our unity is the person and work of Jesus Christ. God alone has done the work necessary to save us, and he is the one who initiates and builds our relationship with him. Now, we're in a season that's all about celebrating what Jesus has done. We remember how he was born Emmanuel, God with us. Jesus came and kept the law better than any man could. He kept it perfectly. And then Jesus gave us his perfection while taking the punishment for all of our sins. This is the good news that we celebrate at Christmas. This is the basis for our unity and joy. So let's be examining our own lives and asking, am I trying to add anything to my salvation? What does it look like to base my life off of Christ's work? How am I promoting unity?